Hey guys, it is a beautiful fall day and I thought I would talk to you about daffodils today. I am planning on planting, I think I have about 150 bulbs that I'm going to be planting on this hillside. And so I thought I'd talk about some pros to encourage you to plant daffodils if you have the space, and some things to keep in mind if you plan on planting daffodils this fall. With planting, fall is the time to do it. Can't really do it in spring. Fall is the best time, so go out and get your daffodils and then watch this video if you are interested in having daffodils in your garden. Should mention, the reason why fall is the time to plant your daffodils is that, much like most all other spring bulbs, tulips, hyacinths, crocus, all of those flowers require a certain amount of chill time. So you need cooler temperatures, and that's what encourages them to set their flower in the spring. So I don't have experience with growing daffodils in any other zone other than 7. But just make sure when you're looking up certain daffodil varieties that your climate will be suitable for providing them with the amount of chill hours. If you are in the south, you can buy pre-chilled bulbs. That's an option. But if you're wanting to naturalize them, that's not going to be a solution for you. So anyways, on to our pros and cons. Some reasons to love daffodils. Number 1, they are so bright and beautiful in a time, early spring. A lot of varieties bloom when very few other things are blooming, and so it's just a beautiful welcome. Reason number 2 would be they are deer resistant. Deer leave them alone, unlike tulips. If you have deer like me, you have probably dealt with planting a bunch of tulip bulbs and the deer eating them, and it's so disheartening because they will not bloom after the deer eat them. So deer leave daffodils alone, and that is a wonderful thing. Number 3, daffodils, if you get the right variety, are excellent at naturalizing. And so what that means is you plant the bulb, you get your flowers, and then with each successive year, you get more and more daffodils. And so I am excited to fill up this hillside. I have about 150 bulbs to plant, but I can expect with each continuing year to have more and more daffodils on our hillside. Now, some things to keep in mind with daffodils in planting location. Ideally, you want a place with good drainage and a place that will get a decent amount of sunlight in that springtime before the leaves come in. So right now in fall, before the leaves have really fallen, it gets dappled sun, and that's okay because in the spring there won't be as much of a tree coverage. And so when the daffodils, after they finish blooming and they have their greens, their leaves left, it's important for them to be able to get sunlight so that they can naturalize and produce more bulbs and grow your amount of daffodils that you have. So keep in mind, you don't want to plant daffodils in like dense shade because they probably will not naturalize if that's what your goal is. In terms of planting them in an actual like border in the landscape, the issue with a lot of daffodils is that their foliage, once they finish blooming, is not very pretty. It's kind of long, stringy. It sort of looks like spaghetti, a green spaghetti in your garden, and it's just not very pretty, in my opinion. And so there's different ways you can tie it up. You can kind of fold it over. But I look forward to having a spot that I'm doing exclusively daffodils, so I'm not worried about the foliage messing up the look of my garden border. And so just keep that in mind. If you don't mind it, then go ahead, plant them in your border. But if not, you can find a location along a tree edge or something like that that would work well for daffodils. They really are pretty low maintenance if you can have them in a spot where you just leave them alone. When I was a child, the woods that were sort of near where my childhood home was, there was actually this patch of daffodils that was just in the, just tucked right into the edge of the forest, and nobody tended to them, but each year they bloomed and it was so beautiful. And so that's kind of what I'm going for here, hoping that I can just have that magical moment in spring with them on this hillside. All of that out of the way, I'd like to show you how you can go about planting your daffodil bulbs. So looking at our daffodil bulb, we are going to plant it in a 6-inch deep hole, and we're going to want to plant them 5 inches apart. And so at the bottom of the hole is where we're going to place the part that has the roots, and it's going to be sitting up with the pointy side. That's where the greens come out towards the top. Hopefully you have a hand shovel. Mine actually has the inches marked, but if not, you can use a tape measure. So this is actually a 6-inch hand shovel, so I'm going to dig a hole as deep as my shovel. You can see I have dug my hole about as deep as my shovel, and once I get this little root out of here, I am going to place my bulb down into the hole and then cover it back up with our dirt. Now we will start our next hole about 5 inches away. So I could dig maybe right here. Here's my original hole, and I'm gonna dig right here. Since I am wanting to naturalize them, I may spread them out farther, just so that they can spread out along the hill freely and have lots of room before I have to dig them up and divide them. Anyways, happy fall. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any other videos you'd like to see. I'm excited being at my new house. If you missed my last update, I've moved. I'm starting on so many different garden projects and am just excited to bring you guys along. So anyways, thanks for watching and happy gardening.